All right, so we're going to get started here and talk about RPR and how we use it to do a CMA. Move some screens out of my way here. All right, and I have Jennifer with me. Thanks for joining on. Feel free
Yeah,
to
thank you for having me. This is
any
fun. I can't wait to
questions,
learn.
because if you're thinking it, then somebody else has the question as well. So we
Let's
start off by getting into narrpr.com. And then, Jennifer, why don't you give me an address from around your area? Because this way it's something that I have no clue over, no idea of the market.
Do you want one that's currently listed?
Doesn't matter. I could do it that way.
Okay, hold on. Let me
Yeah.
need to find the address.
Yep, you do that.
Okay.
So up top here we have home, research, marketing. Our different reports are here. A help section. Learn is really cool because anything that you want to know, they have broken it down into like 1 minute, 6 minute tutorials. You can also get back on my YouTube channel to see how AI powered market trends has a script writer. It's really, really cool. And then all the work that you've done saves here.
Let's
Okay.
do 1839 Newkirk Road.
NEW.
Yeah, KIRK. And yep,
It's
that's
North
it,
Carolina.
Wilmington, North Carolina.
Okay. See, so one thing that a lot of people do not understand is that the RPR is given to us with part of our national dues. This is something that NAR provides for us. So it's not that anyone else can get in here. Okay, it's just for realtors only. So this is actually a really great listing. It has an open house on the 16th from 11:30 to 1:30, and it's listed at 2.5. It's 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,834 square feet on 0.68 of an acre.
Now,
So
one thing that this doesn't have on there is it does come with a boat slip, which
okay,
does add some value.
okay, good, because I'm going to ask you something about that too. So this is actually perfect because it is out of my typical range of listings, and it is actually out of my area. So hopefully we can come up with a good report here. So what we did was we typed in the address here and the location. Okay. I have it on set for sales, but if it is one home that you're getting ready to list, you would just click here for public records to look it up there. Okay. So we typed it in, and everything with RPR, we go left to right, top to bottom. So we're in the property information right now. Big thing here is you're going to look to see if it's an RVM or an AVM. AVM is a little bit less confident level. Okay, and if you click on any of the eyes right next to it, you'll see it. RVM estimated values are generated by the automated value model, and AVMs are available. So AVMs are a little bit less confident. If you look to the right, it's going to give you an estimated range based on the information it has, and it's a 4-star confidence level. This is really what you want to look at. Once you go in and edit the report, you'll never get it up to a 5-star. Even if it's at a 1-star, you'll never build it to a 2-star. This is just its confidence level based on the information that it's gathered from national, local. If they pulled permits, all of that stuff gets set in here. So you can actually, this is great if you have multiple MLS systems in the area, because you could pull it up, see all of it, and then also get all the home facts. Scroll down, it has the description, your map, open house informations, and all about the property. Okay, who has it listed here? It does say that the boat slip is here. Okay, and all the other information. So it is an association. It's $2,400 per year. And there's the association phone number. So everything that we may need, if you cannot find that information on the MLS, may be here. But today we're going to go through this blue line. So map and locations would give you the map, of course. If you had someone who was really particular about, is it near a busy roadway, you can actually click over here on your here and do traffic counts, and it will come up with all of the traffic counts in the area. Once I zoom in, it should come up. Maybe they don't have traffic counts in this area. Um, I was
Yeah, not
looking.
for this neighborhood. There's only 10
Yeah, not
houses
too
in
much.
the neighborhood.
But there's
Sorry.
a whole bunch
Maybe I
and
didn't give you a good one.
yeah, it's all good. And then we go over here to market trends. This is really important, especially as newer agents. So over here, if it's right now, it's saying it's in a seller's market. Okay, over here would be a buyer's market because that makes an adjustment on pricing. Over here is what it was about a year or two ago, where it was selling within 24 hours. And over here is when it was when I first started in the market in New Jersey, when I listed a home for 2 years was the average time on the market. So
Yeah,
that was
that's,
an
yeah.
interesting conversation.
Yeah, I got in 2007, average
Okay.
days a year. I get it. Yes.
Yep. So down here, what we're looking for is key details that right now it's at a 1.82 month supply of inventory, which is right here. And they're selling 98.3% to list price. Okay. The average home in the area is at 600,000. And it has gone up over 8% over the last month. So they're on an increase in rise right there. So this is the number that we want to look at. And then from here, we're going to go to refined value. What you're going to do is on refined value is you're just going to look to make sure that everything from public facts is the same in the listing facts. Okay. Um, if public facts said it was a 3-bedroom, listing said 4, you just want to make sure that everything is right here. Is there any half baths in that home?
No,
No, just 3 full baths.
correct.
I say just, yeah, okay. So so nothing has changed here. Let's say that it did have 1 partial bathroom. And then we'd update the facts. That's going to update another $28,000 in value.
Oh, I like
Okay.
this.
So that's where you want to make sure things are correct on
Mhm.
here. We're just going to update it since I took it out and there is no change in the market right here. Now, when we go through, there's 3 different sections for refined value. There's refined value by home improvements, refined value by needed improvements, and refined value by the market and market conditions. Okay, I usually come right down here. So the local market condition, this is a reverse map of what we just line than what we just saw. So it's not like it was 2 years ago, because if it was, it would have added another 70,000.
Mhm.
Okay, but we're 2 months in, so we're going to go 1, 2. Okay, just shy of 2 months. So it's going to add
2
42,000.
months for the inventory.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, this here's like your 5 to 7 months. And here's the thing, if
Okay.
say that they were on the market for 11 months, if it was a buyer's market, it would deduct the price by 56,000.
Okay.
And this is the stuff where it takes that guesswork out of us and puts
Mm,
it right back into the system, which is amazing.
that is
So
good.
Jennifer, the home interior conditions
It's
related.
in it's an impeccable condition.
Okay, so is it better than the other houses on the market around that price point?
Okay, so this is where it's tricky. It was built in the 50s, so it definitely looks like it was built in the 50s, but everything on the interior has been redone. However, it
Okay.
has low ceilings, it has all of that. Another thing I don't know how to take into account is it does have amazing water views, which
We're
is
going to
also
get that
hard.
right here for
Okay,
view.
okay,
So we're
perfect.
going to
Okay.
move that up. Superior.
Yes. Okay, so
Okay.
the interior, I would think uh equal or better.
Okay.
And I would think the exterior is probably equal.
Okay. Exterior is going to be equal.
And
Home
I would
interior.
think that's a little bit higher. Yeah.
Go here. Lot sizes.
About equal. Yeah.
Okay. Privacy. Now, before you answer privacy, I'm going to tell you about, I live out in the rural country, right? But we're near this little town. If I was to walk outside in a bikini, okay, which you'd never
Mhm.
see me in, but if I was to walk outside in my driveway, would my neighbors see me? No, by the position of my house and that I have fields on the one side of me. However, if my neighbor was to actually walk outside in her bikini, everybody would see her based on the location of her house and how my house is set up. So, how is
I
that
don't think the house
privacy?
is very private. It's
No,
on the
okay,
dollar.
okay. So we're going to leave that right there. So once you have all of this done, okay, by your refined market value, it has added 184,000 to the original baseline of 1.3.
And let me ask you, Greg, where do you add in? I know they had in the description that it comes with a boat slip,
Yep.
but boat slips are pretty valuable here and it's
Mhm.
hard to find them.
Yep. So how much would you put on value for a boat slip?
I mean, I would say minimum 100,000,
Okay.
maximum more like 200, but I think realistically 100, 150,000.
Okay. So right here is your home improvement categories.
Okay.
So one of the great things that you can actually bring this with you, pull this up on your computer and do this with the seller.
Mhm.
Okay. So, um, Jennifer, Miss Seller here, let's talk about what have you done to the house? Okay.
I added,
Hmm.
um, a whole, a big back porch that overlooks
Okay.
the water and a living space underneath that porch.
Okay. So we're going to go on to a deck addition then. Okay.
There you
Would
go.
you say it was
Yes, composite.
composite? Okay.
Mhm.
So we're going to click on that. Now, when was that completed?
Last year.
Last year. Okay. What month was that done? I'll
It's
say
probably done 2 years ago, actually. I have, it was done, let's say, January of 2022.
Okay, 2022, we're gonna say January. And how much did that cost to put that deck addition?
25,000.
Okay. What I love about this factor is that it is going to add, so it was 2022 it was put in because we have that depreciation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this here is going to automatically do that for us. So it cost them 25,000 2 years ago. It only added 8,000 value. Okay.
Okay.
So if we go in, I'm going to take that one off a second. I'm going to go back into it and I'm going to say that it was done this summer. All right. Oh, come on. That it was put in July and it was done in 25,000. 9,000 of it would.
A little
Okay.
bit
So
more.
that actually puts into effect um cost of appreciation or depreciation. So what I love is when they say, well, what if I remodel my bathroom, make it really upscale? Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, how much is it going to cost you to do that? So we're going to say that they're going to put it in right now because they want to get more value for it. And they say, I'm going to put in 12,000. Um, it's only going to give you 4,000 because it's
That's really good.
a
And that's really
bathroom
good too when
remodel.
people call you. We have people call all the time that says, how
Mm.
much, I'm getting ready to spend 100,000 on my kitchen. How much will that affect the value of my home?
So there's two different ways to look at that, Miss Seller. And the one is if you're going to do a kitchen, a major upscale kitchen remodel, okay, we're going to say that you're doing it now. There's two ways to look at this. One is the monetary, okay, of how much you're going to get back from it. But the other thing is what does it look like now? And will that
Improve.
hinder the sellability factor, okay,
Mhm.
to it? So there's two ways to look at that. So we're going to put that in. And if you're going to spend 100,000 right now, it's only going to give you a $30,000
Yeah.
bump. Okay. So that's where this really comes into where we don't have to do all that thinking because you want to go in as an agent and see where their most money. Okay. If they did a roofing for metal roofing, let's see what the difference is between metal and let's just say 25,000 here. It's going to give a 12,000 value because everybody needs a working roof, right?
Yeah.
But if we
Kind of
were
need
to
to have
change
that.
Yeah, but if we were to change that over to shingles and say just for sake that we're going to put in the same pricing, right? We got a really good deal on metal. It's going to give you 16. So
Mhm.
in this particular case, you're going to get more value for your buck to do asphalt shingles than you would metal shingles. Okay. All right, so on here, there is a spot, we got off topic here, but we're going to put in other, and that was a boat slip, right? When you type in something yourself, you are not going to get that adjusted amount here. So we're going to go in the middle of that. We're going to add 150,000 to that. Okay, so that's going to take it right to that 150,000. Anytime you add anything in here yourself, it does not know what it is, so it doesn't have the math added. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then let me ask you this. So they did like refinish the hardwood floors and all that,
Mhm.
but doesn't that go more into the interior features that we did above
Yes,
it being okay?
correct. Yeah, that's more on your sliding scale. You
Okay.
don't want to double dip something.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was trying to make sure of. Yes.
Now, this refined value by needs improvement, this to me is awesome when I'm working with an investor. Okay.
Hmm.
What type of improvement does it need? Okay, it needs a kitchen. And he's going to put 10,000 into that kitchen, say. Okay. So we're going to start compiling this so he knows what to take off. Okay. That's going to be a negative on the pricing.
Okay.
Okay. Like this house would be worth it, but this bathroom is completely shot. It's, canary yellow with the pink toilet and the blue sink, you would take off value for that. So there's different ways to do it. Now, once you finish this section, I'm going to scroll back up to the top and we're going to go to the next. We're going to create a CMA. Again, we're staying left to right, top to bottom. All right. So when you're in here, there's going to be 5 steps that you're going to take. And the first one is to confirm your home facts. So we're going to confirm facts here. Again, we're going to make sure everything is right. Okay. Central air, fireplace, full basement.
Uh,
But on the
we don't,
listing, it
no, we
says
don't, it's
none.
no, we don't have basements here.
Okay, it says none on the listing.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
Footing, stick built, 2-story. Okay. So we're just going to confirm those facts, which we should have done in the very beginning. And now we're going to go to step 2. If you see here, we can't go to step 3 until we finish step 2. Okay, because it lights up as we go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we're going to find the comps. This is where most of the time people get a little not sure how to do this properly. So if you know, do you know of a house like that was pulled for a comp?
No,
Because
I'm
if you
sorry, I
do,
don't.
you can actually add
Uh,
an address here. And when you do that, you could either add in an address or an MLS listing if you have the
oh, I
listing
like
number.
that.
Okay. Or I usually search the area first. So
Okay.
right here, we have it. This is the location. We're looking for single family for property type. I want to see what's active for sale, pending, under contract, and what has closed. Okay. For a couple different reasons. When I go and show this report to the sellers, I'm going to let them know that this is what has sold, this is what's pending, this is how long it took them to go pending, and this is what your competition is based on your active, okay, in that price point. So we're going to come down here and I'm going to start off within the last 3 months. If you have to, you can go back as far as 18 months. Okay. We are going to stay, my first search is always going to be, right? Was it a 3-bedroom? Three,
I think it's
yeah,
4 bedroom.
4. Okay, 4 to 4. I want to try the most, and again, I don't know the area, right? So I'm going to
It's three
try and do
bathrooms.
um the most comparable. And I'm going to
Mhm.
take off square foot for a minute, and I'm just going to look at bed and bath sizes. Okay. And then if this was a
And you probably
typical,
need to change the lot size. Oh, you don't have
I
it
don't
checked.
have
Okay,
it
that's good.
clicked,
Yeah.
so
Because you're
it's
not
not,
gonna find a lot with that big. Okay, good.
yeah, I'm not pulling anything with lot sizes.
Okay.
This will automatically give a range for your square footage based on the information you put in. So let's just for 1 second pretend that this house was over here. At this point, I could do a radius.
Yeah.
Okay. But because it's here,
On the water. Yeah.
we don't really want to pull out for the water. So I'm just going to make this a tad bit smaller. I'm going to go up and draw a shape. I'm going to draw a box. Okay. I don't know
And I
why.
would try to stay along the water. Yeah, so you try to get comparables.
We're going to go that way for a minute. Okay. And now we're going to search. Okay. So we have here this one. So basically what I look at is I don't look at all the details yet. I just look at 4-bedroom, 3-bath. I click 4-bedroom, 3-bath because I'm just going to go through and I'm going to figure that all out later. 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, 4-3.
Yeah, the biggest thing is going to be the water.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
that's where we're going to look at our comps. And then from there, we're going to be able to
But
add
then
more value.
but I could pull up the listings in the MLS, and then you said I could enter
Yes.
those in.
Yeah. Why don't you grab me one of those or 2 of those?
Okay, give me a second.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to hit update here on the bottom for a second. Then we're going to go back into edit this. We're going to put in known properties. So you definitely gave a great one to use as a training.
Well, I was trying.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And we could even go back and do a search further. Let me go in back to edit a minute. Mm-hmm. To come search this area. I'm going to modify that search and I'm going to go back for the last 6 months and see what we come up on here. So we're not showing anything on the waterfront here.
Yeah, it's hard. That's how,
Yeah.
you have to expand that search a little bit. But hold on, let's see here. Let me see.
Okay.
Okay, but now you want me to keep up with the number of bedrooms and bathrooms and all of that as well?
Some comps. Nope, just give me the whatever you have there.
Okay, this is just me pulling it fast that I can see on the
Yep.
water. You want the MLS number or the
Doesn't
address?
matter.
Okay, MLS number 100443930.
Hit add.
And then
That was
that one was under
1628 Center.
contract.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you one that just got listed.
Yes, please.
MLS number 100475684.
We're gonna hit add.
And then let me look at this one and see if this one's on the water. Hold on.
And then
Hold on, I'm getting you one more that's sold. I need to
okay.
see what the
Nope, you're
views
good.
are.
You're good. But as we're adding them for those who are watching, you could see that now we've gotten up into the 2.26 million because of having the correct comps.
Yeah, and these might not be correct, but these are
That's
just
all right.
ones I
It's a
quickly.
start.
Yeah.
Yes.
And let's do MLS for one that's sold. MLS number 100459859.
And we're gonna add that one. Oh, give that one to me again.
Okay, hold on. 100459859.
I think I missed the last 9.
It was probably me.
All right, give me the address.
It's 212 Williams Road in Wilmington.
1 L or 2?
1L WILMINGTON. Now this one did sell. Is that why it's having a hard time?
It could, who knows?
Okay.
So what I'm going to do here is just update, okay? What we have here is between $135 per square foot and $905 per square foot. So
The
pretend that
$900 per square foot would be
yeah. So we're
right.
going to go in now and we're going to adjust those comps because everything in RPR is based on price per square foot.
Okay.
Okay. So
So
we
let's get, yeah, all of the ones that you had originally picked out, none of them are on the water.
correct. So we see them here and we are just going to go through and take them out and leave the three that you left us, that
Okay.
you gave us. Okay. So, this one wasn't one of them, right?
No.
Okay. Now they also put them in, let me go back to one. They are going to put it in range of the closest to the property. So this here was 0.36 mile, 1 mile, 1.19. So it starts with how close it is to it and then works its way out. And that's how they get sorted here. It's not done by price. It's not done by price per square foot. It's by how close it is to the proximity of the property.
Yeah, it's hard on this one because you're not going to be able to do like a standard CMA where you do
Right.
the proximity because it's the
Mhm.
water is the most important. So I
So we're
did the water in the same zip code.
right. Okay. So what we have here is that they're ranging between 652 and 905 per square foot being on the water. Okay. So we have one closed, one pending, one active. Okay. So what you do here now is you're going to scroll down and you can go in and look at bigger photos. Well, let's use one here and actually go through and look at the photos if you're not familiar with the house. Okay. And you're going to see how it compares to the home that you have, that you're doing your comparable to. So as we come down here, let's look at the first one, which was 212 Williams Road. Bedrooms, okay, single family, both 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. They have 3.5 baths. So we're going to take that this is, it's got a half bath, so it's a little bit better. So we're going to raise that this one here is a little bit better. And you're going to go back and forth the whole time. Living area, yours has more. So we're going to go back to it's less than. And what I typically do is just go back and forth. So yours has more property to it. Garage, yours has a 2-car garage. They only have a carport. So I'm going to move that a notch. Heatings, both have central air, both are on pilings, everything else looks the same. And then you're just going to go through and you're going to go back and forth. So this has 3 bedrooms. So your house has, so yours has 4. It only has 2 bathrooms. Yours has 3. This one only has 1,600 square feet, but you have 28. So we're going to go down here. It has
Whatever.
3 acres where you have half, so that's actually like a 2-notcher.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Central, slab, everything else is the same. So this is where you just go back and forth to this. So this one actually has 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. Came down 1 for the bedroom, up 1 for the bath. You can go back and forth and still end up on same. Okay. You have more square footage. It's got a tandem garage, but it doesn't say how many spaces. Pilings, central wall units, window units.
I would think that's less, right?
Yeah.
Long unit.
So that's why I was just reading it again.
Yeah.
So, all
Yeah.
right. So we go back and forth, and you really do want to pay close attention to that. And we're going to move it back and forth and make our adjustments on it. Once we can review the comp analysis, and it's averaging about 850 per square foot, and it's coming in at 2.4. Okay. So right here, I'm just going to go ahead and create a report. Once you create those reports, there's a couple different ones that you can do, and you can do a property report. You could view a sample one of what it looks like here. What I love about the property report is that it goes into all the things that we can't say. So I'm going to go to like page 7 a minute. Some of these have multiple, um, they're very pretty much the same as all the other reports, except for when it gets to this page, page 23. This one here is your neighborhood quality of life stats and charts. It talks about how many people commute. This is great for your open houses, right?
Mhm.
How do people get to work? Drive alone, carpool, or motorcycle, 12,000 of them. There's 53 people in the area who take a bicycle. What's the average temperature? You go to the next page, it talks about the schools, right? This is a generic one, but we'll look at it when we pull your report. But we can't talk about school districts, but this report can. And then this is my favorite. No, not that one. Hmm. All right, I'll have to wait for my favorite to show up on the report. All right, so let's create a report. So I'm going to click 2 of them. I'm going to click the property report. I don't know why that keeps coming up. And I'm going to run the report. If you have dogs in the air in your home, you're gonna get a ding dong like a telephone, like somebody's ringing the doorbell. It drives my dogs nuts when I'm sitting there doing this. So up top here is where my report will come. Okay, and it is requested, so it's being generated right now. While that's going, I'm also going to do a seller's report. All right, I'm going to download. There we go. Yours came up. So this one here is the property report. It's going to come up branded to the person who's creating this. Okay. The second page, I always pull back and put in my second to last page. I never want to talk price in the very beginning, but this one here is priced at 2.5. Your comps are coming in at 2.4. So this is the range right here. I might go in and refine my value a little bit to tighten it. But this was your sliding scale, okay, which helped to come up with this. Okay, has the home facts. It has extended home facts. Again, we're in the property one. A lot of this we're going to keep from the seller's part. I love this one, your AARP livability index. It's got the property photos. So these are great to do for, I would remove this page. I typically remove this page. When you're setting it up, there's a spot for it to print page numbers. You do want to have them not to print page numbers so that you can move things around. All right. It's going to talk about this property, pendings, other actives in the area. So whenever you don't know how to describe something, a report, it gives it to you here. And it's this particular one is updated monthly. This is great when you're going on a listing appointment that you can look at the mortgage records. You can see how much their loan was for and the history of it. Okay, what type of, how they took deed, how it's put in for whose names. It was a husband and wife, so that you know how to go ahead and do up your listing paperwork. Your values are all over the place here in the last 2 years.
Yes, they
I
are.
probably would have pulled that page. I'm gonna make you dizzy here as I slide down. My phone is going absolutely berserk. So what this does is this here takes the price per square foot, right? This property versus your comps. It's going to also compare it by price per bedroom versus the comps. So we're even across here. It's also going to look at the price per square foot of comps sold. Okay. So this is where you can go through and just say like, okay, is this truly correct, right? If your yellow line was out here, but your comps were here, you're overpriced. If
Okay,
these
so
numbers,
again, if your yellow line was
if
where?
our yellow line is right where it's at now, but our navy line was here,
Okay,
you're overpriced.
okay.
Okay. Because it's taking in your comps and what your price is here. Same thing otherwise. If you were here and your blue lines are here, then you're underpriced. All right, you should be pretty equal, give or take a few things. Okay. It's also going to go by the age range. Okay. This house is 65 years old, but it takes it into comparison. The size of the homes that are on the market, this gets updated daily. Number of bedrooms of homes sold in the area, 41 of them had 4 bedrooms. Neighborhood stats, I love this one and this one. This here talks about the education level of population, how many percents. There's only 1.2% in the zip code that did less than ninth grade, but there's 20% that got professional or grad degrees. People want to know if there's kids in the area. Can't talk about that, but this particular report can. There's 2,000 toddlers, 2,300 in elementary school, right? Population by adults by age, okay? Households with children, married without children, single with children, and their income brackets. Okay. If you're working with a doctor who wants to know, does everybody else, you know, in my type of thing, you can see that here. It even goes as far as to tell you how they vote. Okay. Um, this here talks about what they do for work. Okay. Um, so healthcare and social assistance is 3,000 of them. 23 of them are agriculture, forestry, fishing, and hunting. You have 0 minors in the area. We have like 2 in our area. Okay. It talks about elevation, rainfall, time commute, all this really cool stuff, right? There's your school grades. Okay, so that's your property report. So I pull a property report, and now I'm just going to close out of this. You want to make sure that you download it. It only stays in your My Work for 30 days. Okay, so make sure you download it, save it to wherever. And then we have a seller's report. So I'm going to go ahead and run that one. I don't think I ran that one yet.
I think you did.
I think when I went to it popped up. Let's see here. Reports. Seller's report. No, unable to my report. Do again. Okay. Give it a second. It's going to populate. Hopefully. What the heck? All right, we're going to try one more time. And while that's going, if you come down here, you could do a property flyer, a mini property report, which is 12 pages, evaluation workbook, that's 74 pages, market activity, neighborhood report, school report. There's all kinds of different reports that we can do to pull in and really make it great for a especially like an open house, or you're gonna meeting with buyers. You can if this was not your listing, you can pull one of these and kind of give a rough draft before you go. We always say, you know what, let me run the numbers before you write an offer. Okay. So
Yeah.
we go back, it takes you 10 to 15 minutes, right? So this here is our seller's report. We can see which report it is by here. Okay. So it's going to show the same graphs and everything that we did here. Close your eyes for a second. I'm going to scroll a whole bunch of pages till I get to my favorite. It was all okay. There we go. So page 11 on this particular report. This is what Jennifer and I were talking about yesterday on the phone, which made us get on the Zoom today, was this is your average price adjustment, Mrs. Seller. Okay. And when you don't know, you read here. This chart displays the average percentage adjustment from the original list price compared by the length of time properties have been for sale in this market. Okay. And this is updated monthly. So percentage change in list price, 3.6% reduce their price within their first 30 days on the market. 31 to 60 days is 7.4%. Once you get down more than 120 days, it's another 8.1%. Now, when you
So
look at
those are, let me ask you, is this like saying that they've reduced it at 30 days again, somewhere between 30 and 60, again 60 and 90, like the
it,
same?
it's a mix of everything.
Okay.
Okay. But when you come here, this is the number of all the price adjustments that have happened.
Mhm.
Okay. 27 people did a price reduction or improvement, whatever you want to say, in the less than 30 days. 45 did a price adjustment for more than 120 days on the market. What this tells me, Mrs. Seller, is that we don't want to chase the market. Okay. We want to nail the price right now. Okay. And I'm going to show you how. Okay. So we're going to go through a couple light readings. This here goes down to that breakdown again that we saw in the property report. I'm going to scroll and make you guys dizzy for a minute. Okay. This here shows the map of where they are, the comps. It's going to pull up those properties that we put side by side for them. This is what their listing verbiage said, so that they can compare just like you did, side by side. Okay, now it's going to break it down to each one. Now, Mrs. Seller, this report here was a 5-star rating that it would sell for about 1.996, and it actually closed at 2.05. Okay. All that I'm doing here is going to build up the value to this report.
Mhm.
Mr. and Mrs. Seller, this here said that it was a 5-star confidence level. It would estimated current value was 1.2. Its list price was 1.29. Okay, we don't know what it sold for yet. This one here was a 4-star rating, a little less confidence, okay? But the range was 1.12 to 1.49, and it is listed at 1.49, okay? So they kind of went to the higher end. This particular one here is the market activity. Here's your home, and this is all the different market around you. What I want you to really keep an eye out on is your red. Okay, that is distressed properties. Okay, pending distressed off market have the circle around it. We don't see a lot of them, but we're seeing some distress. So those are the ones who have missed a couple payments and could possibly. So that can have a factor if these all pop up pretty soon. Side note, now as Jennifer the agent, what does this tell you? You got some
What?
homes to go look at, right?
Yeah.
You got some people. Let me get you out from underneath this, right?
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
let me help sell your house. Okay, let's get you out from underneath this. All
How do we find those
right.
addresses?
We're going to show you.
Okay.
So here's your market activity. These are all the actives. This is where you're going to pick and choose what you're going to put in the report, what you aren't. These 399s are not going to go in there. But what it does do, I do leave some of them in here. This one here is the active, like we said, 1.49. Just to show you, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, it is a 5-star rating at 455,000. They're listed at 459. So it shows all the actives. I would pull out, just keep in some of your higher ones.
Right.
Some of them don't have data. This is probably a new build. Yep. So there's no um, extras in there. This here's going to show you all the pendings. I typically keep a lot of this in my bag with me. So they're like, yeah, well, this house here was listed for whatever. I can pull it up and look at it, right? Right in front of them. So here we go. This one here is pending. They said about 756 5-star rating. It was listed for 754. All that you're doing when you're building this is adding value to this report. Okay. 5-star rating, 605. It was listed at 599. I'm curious, how long was it on the market for? because they actually priced it just under what it should be. So they probably went pending pretty quick if I had
How
to tell.
long, where you can't see how many days on the market?
It,
Is that the
it was
date in
listed
RPR?
September. It was listed September 10th. Days in RPR was 66 days. That's still counting because it hasn't closed yet.
Okay.
Okay. So 2 months. Um, but so there's a whole bunch of these. I'm just going to keep sliding by. You want to keep, so these are your off market, but are reds. There's all your addresses, hon. You're
Oh,
distressed.
there you go. Yeah.
Okay. Um, There is a way that you could also search it. Here's your off market. So these particular people have already gotten their notice of foreclosure sale. Okay. Did you have a jaw drop moment there?
Yeah, I did.
I told
I had
you.
no idea. This is kind of amazing.
This particular house got a notice of default.
Wow.
This particular house got a notice of foreclosure sale. This one here, notice of foreclosure sale. Notice of foreclosure, 1.8. Go after that one.
Yeah, really.
Okay. So I don't put these in the report. These are my knowledge. This is like your bonus. This
Yeah.
and the expireds that you get.
Yeah,
This is
really.
the bonus. Who I know where I'm going to next when you get this deal done. So it also goes down, has a net seller sheet for you, and then it talks about RPR. And that is those reports. So what I love about them is I do a mix of um I start with the neighborhood report because we're going to talk about the area. We're going to talk about
Mhm.
the town. We're going to talk about the neighborhood, and then we're going to talk about their house. Um, so what I will do is probably later on today, I will actually, because I had one, it's not going to be on this report, but on another house that I just did one for, what I'll do is go through page by page and what I say to them on that particular page as if I was presenting it to them.
Oh,
So what
wow.
I love is once I download that report, and I can customize it and merge everything together. Once I get that ready to go, I scan it into myself or save it into their file. So, because it's a mix of property and seller's report. When I do this for a client who's buying, I'm not going to give them the seller's name, how much they paid for it, mortgage details. That stuff is going to come out. So you really need to pick and choose. And over here, if you click your customize, this is where you can take out that information, right? You could take out the homeowner's facts, your
And then
APR.
so on the seller report where it says customize, is that where you can take out those certain properties
Yeah.
or whatever? Okay.
Yep, you could do that too. So let me just go back here a second. Hopefully I don't lose it. Okay. Seller's report two, you can take off all of this stuff. Your comps. So this is where you could see expired listings. We don't need to add that. Distressed properties, recently solds, we want to go through. Um,
Is there any way to customize the homes that they pull up? Because again, they're not great comps that they've
well,
pulled
the
up.
more comps you put in, the better. And
Okay.
then just take off all of those sheets.
Okay.
Okay. But we've been on now for about an hour,
Oh, wow.
going through explaining it. However, it can take you a good hour or so, to do this if you really need to be engulfed. But it is a knowing you could do this in a few minutes, but you can create this massive presentation of
Yeah, no, that's
knowledge.
awesome.
And you don't want to tell the sellers that it only took you 10
No,
minutes.
of course not.
You want it to look like it took you days when you
Yeah, right.
present this 50-page booklet on their home.
Yeah.
Now I had gotten the Remax soft cover book binders. Do you have a
Hmm.
book binding machine?
I do.
So, and then you put all these in there, you bind it, it's their book about their
Perfect.
property. It looks
Yes,
amazing.
I
Uh,
love it.
so one more thing that I want to show you here is, so if you're doing marketing, Jennifer, and you want to come in here and you want to prospect for residential clients, you click here, okay, and say you want to go for those sellers. Okay, we're going to start by doing some research. Okay, so, oops, research, map search, and they're in my area right now, so we can just search in this area. So these are all the homes that have come up on the market. It kind of gives you, you could just go through and click on them like you can on any other site. But when you want to create your mailing labels to go out in a particular area, you just click mailing labels and how you want it to go. And you can just print your mailing labels right from here. So when you have an area that you're doing your farming in, you're not sure, you can convert them over here to a CSV, do it in a PDF or Avery if you just want to print your stickers here. If you're going to send them out to a company that's going to do it, send it off as an CSV and export that.
Now, is there a way, does it, I'm sure it does,
Yeah.
use a scale to show you who's getting ready to sell or who's thinking about selling or who, as far
That
as,
is that I have not found out yet.
uh,
Okay.
but you can find the distressed properties, which is nice. That's really
So
cool.
let me move this to expireds.
Mm,
Okay. And it's going to go back. I could change the date. I'm going to go back 12 months. Um, you do have to just double check
yeah,
to
of
make
course.
sure that they have not been relisted, right? Um, for sale, expireds, go. What am I missing? I'm missing something here.
Would you not, is it, you would put the ones that are for sale?
No, but that's your, if you click off of for sale, it releases that. So
I got
for
it. Okay.
sale, I don't have any actives,
I
pendings. I
understand.
just want the
Okay.
expired. Um, there we go. Now I got to hit the search button. Maybe. There we go. So here's one that expired. Okay, I could actually click full details. It's going to come up here, and sometimes, just sometimes, under property facts are all here. Listing, last time it was listed, bedroom measurements. This is where I copy my parcel number, tax ID, your lot description, legal description. It's just so much easier to pull from here than trying to pull from a GSI
Hmm.
or on here. Owner fact. Okay, so there is your mailing address. If you want to mail to absentee owners, you could look for absentee owners in here. Sometimes there is a phone number.
Mm.
Not always, but sometimes. So there's a lot that you can do in here. So this was just your quick um, how to do a quick as in an hour. What was the address of that house again? Oh, wait, I could do it here. I can just click maybe home sales. I want all active. And I'm going to go to Wilmington, North Carolina in a minute again. And I want to look at the map. Okay. And I'm going to click on this one a minute. So I'm going to click market trends. It's a single family house, right? We still have the same information that we did on the first one. But right here, if you create a script, I love this. How do you want to sound? Do you want to sound like a professional? Do you want to post something engaging? conversational, or friendly and casual, right? So I'm going to do something engaging. Okay. And who do you want to direct this to? I'm going to say sellers, right? Because we want to go after those sellers right now. You can
Mhm.
create a video script here. Okay. Social campaign is what I'm going to click on right now. And AI is going to create your script for you. Uh-huh. So, attention Wellington sellers, did you know that there's currently only 1.82 months of supply of inventory in your area? That means that it's a great time to list your home and take advantage of the low competition. Contact me, Danielle Klein, for expert guidance on selling your home in this hot market, Wellington real estate, and market trends. Okay.
Wow.
You just copy that and
Very cool.
post it.
I love it.
Okay. So there's a whole bunch of different ones here. Here's your analysis metrics, right? Are you talking to sellers, right? So that we have engaging in sellers. This is an email that you can send out to the possible sellers or print it to go, hey there, sellers, right? Because we're doing engaging. Let's see what professional sounds like. It's not going to say, hey there, sellers. Analytical, analyze. As a
Mm.
seller in the current real estate market, it's important to understand the correlation between key metrics to making informed decisions. Okay. You can copy this to text, export it to Word, export it as a PDF, export it to Google Docs, text files, or send by email to yourself. You got somebody in your office listening to?
My grandbaby just walked in. Come here.
Aw.
I want to introduce you. Come here, Austin.
Yeah, let me see.
Hi, JJ. Hey, Austin. Look, can you say hey to my friend? Can you
Hi.
say hey to my friend? Say
Hi.
hi.
So
You say
one thing that I do want to say though is this particular property, if you were going for this one for a listing appointment, you
Mhm.
don't want to show up with a satellite view or a
Yeah.
street view. Okay. You want to go by the house, take a picture,
And
and
upload
then
it.
in your reports, you can actually change this, your photo. Okay.
Mm.
Um, when you create a report, here's your don't show your numbers. Okay. You can manage custom pages as well. So if you had pages that you wanted to add in about yourself, how you sell things, you can add them right here.
Mhm.
Um, and pull from your documents if you wanted to add in there, your testimonials or anything like that. So it's really awesome. I will get on and do some more training.
Let me just tell you, you taught me more in an hour than I've learned in 2 years.
Well, when we were talking yesterday, Jennifer says, I use it, I know how to do it. And I said, I think we need to talk. So
And you were right. I was wrong. I love that.
no, it's just amazing, and they're constantly doing updates, constantly.
Mhm.
And make sure that you download the RPR app on your phone because you could do this from anywhere.
Oh, so
So
there's an RPR app either.
there is. So I'm going to stop recording. Thanks, everybody. Jennifer,
Awesome.
stay.
Thank you so much. And
You're
if you will
welcome.
send me this recording,
Oh, I
please.
will. I will.
Awesome.
And pause.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank